jambalaya, man.
I mean, fucking ramen.
Oh, that's pretty much all I was eating all of last week.
Trying to see what other horror games I have installed, but I don't think I have, like, I own, but I don't think I have any.
I mean, if you want some quick success, we could let's play The Coffin of Andy and Lele.
Alright, yeah, why not just shoot my goddamn nuts off while we're at it? I could have sworn I got other...
We're gonna miss.
Could have sworn I could have sworn I had other horror games of what, thanks to Epic, because Epic's been giving out free games for years, and I've been collecting all of them. Pokemon.
I mean, if you want to think about it, Pokemon is a horror game.
For the animals, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, if you're playing as PETA. Oh, well.
Is Callisto Protocol an action game or a horror game?
Callisto Protocol?
Yeah.
It's an action game that tries to be a horror game.
Oh, actually, I do have some... Oh, shit, I got fucking Layers of Fear. I can play Layers of Fear, classic.
Yeah, that'll be easy for you, because that game's just a walking sim.
Oh, pretty much.
Remember to pay attention to your wife. Alright, yeah.
That's pretty much the whole fucking game.
Yeah, okay. Starting time.
Oh, we
Hello?
have Inside. Okay, yeah, I got some games.
Oh my god. Okay, dude, if you're gonna do Inside, you gotta do Limbo.
I know. I have them both.
I have Limbo on my PS3, and I got Inside on my Switch. I haven't beaten either because I suck at them. Okay, anyways, actually beginning now. I am the Velvet Sparrow. That was a very long intro.
Yeah.
Josh, you have to do your part.
And I am the Hard Hero 456 XO65. Yeah, I did my part.
Oh,
happy now?
Okay, fine.
Are you happy with me, Dad?
Don't even get me started on the whole fucking dad thing. I just watched the episode of The Fresh Prince where Will finds out that his dad never really loved him, and like I actually cried.
Yeah, Will Smith's dad, fucking sack of shit.
We're talking Will Smith the character, not Will Smith the actor. Will Smith's dad in real life is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, he's a very chill guy.
Yeah, I mean, like,
he's so chill.
His parents separated when he was like 13, but yeah, like his dad was still like a big part of his life. So, like the whole thing with Lou Smith was like, it's more or less like having the character Will Smith be like a culmination of himself and all of his friends, because like he's basically channeling the rage that his friends felt at their own fathers.
Which makes sense, because yeah, there are a lot of fucked up, really shitty dads out there. And shitty moms. Basically, if you're a shitty parent, I want you to, I just want you to make a choice. Either you can have both of these barrels at the end of my shotgun pressed against your forehead, or you can put your teeth on the curb. One or the other. One or the other.
Yeah, it's a trick question because you won't survive either. Right. The sound of my alarm was an unwelcome intrusion on a sleep that's been a battle to obtain. I doubt I've been truly asleep for more than an hour or two. Too much on my mind. Did I make the right choice leaving the house yesterday? Did I manage to get Emmy to realize how unreasonable she's been? Am I ever going to manage to get her to stop being unreasonable? Emmy's mom gave me a new perspective the other day, but I'm still not sure that it's the right perspective. She was hurt when I left yesterday, too. And my fucking mouse just died. Hold on, where?
Oh, no.
What? This thing wasn't even left on! What the hell?
Wait, give it CPR.
Charger.
Oh, he ignored my damn CPR joke. Editor Thomas, laugh at my CPR joke. Put a bunch of text on screen that's laughing. Which I watch these videos, so I can tell if you're actually editing them, Editor Thomas.
And then I said, John, these lots are full. Ugh. She was hurt when I left yesterday, too. I know that part of any conversation is going to have to include an apology about that. Right thing to do or not, I hurt her. I hurried down into the track, eager to talk to Emmy. I think I know what to say. Apologize for leaving first, and go ahead from there. Unless, of course, Emmy doesn't show up. Which, from the looks of things, seems like it's the case. It's been about 15 minutes since I got here, and there's no sign of her.
Oh, no.
She's never late. Not unless she's sick, which is unlikely. She probably just doesn't want to see me right now. To take my mind off what that implies, I begin my warm-up routine and take off around the track. It clears my mind wonderfully. For the half hour I'm running, I don't think about anything but the run. However, once I've finished and Emmy still hasn't shown up, I get a little worried. With any luck, the nurse will know where she is. If nothing else, I can see what he thinks I should do next.
Well, Hisao, my stepdaughter told me you were being a bitch last night.
Basically. So, last night didn't go too well, I take it. Huh? You already know? I have my ways, and it's not as if I'd missed the distinct absence of your running partner this morning, now would I? No, I suppose not. So, what happened? Don't you know already? Maybe, but I could be bluffing. Perhaps I prefer to get your side of the story before I give any advice. I quickly fill the nurse in on the events of last night, and he takes it all in without a changing expression at once. Nothing about the whole event seems to surprise him, although he does seem surprised when I say that I didn't follow Emmy. Chose to talk to her mom instead, huh? Smart move, though I guess it didn't work out too well for you in the end. Well, I'm not sure. Emmy seemed apologetic when I left, or at least she seemed that way until she put up her defenses again. The nurse sighs and spreads his hands in a conciliatory gesture. Oh, to console somebody. Okay, conciliatory gesture. Frankly, I'm surprised she let them down at all. Emmy's had a lot of practice on that score. He probably won't get anything else out of her. I don't believe you. Is that so? You think she'll tell you the whole tale? I swear, I just saw the nurse's eyes glitter a little. His expression is the same, but he leans forward ever so slightly. I think she'll open up if I ask her without being an idiot about it, yeah. The nurse gives his enigmatic smile in response and shrugs widely. I think he's enjoying his role a little too much. That's the real trick, isn't it? Are you sure you know the right way to approach the subject? I can guarantee that Emmy's going to try her hardest to pretend last night didn't happen. It'll be painfully awkward for the both of you, and it'll also be a lot safer than trying to ask her for the whole story again. It could go worse this time. Are you ready for something like that? Sounds like a challenge. Like he doesn't believe for a minute that I'd be so bold. I actually feel a little insulted by his lack of confidence in me.
Damn.
Of course I'm ready for that. I love her. My outburst gets a raised eyebrow in response. Well then. Good luck. Let me know how it all turns out. Although he delivers his parting shot with the same smirk as usual, I actually think that the nurse wants me to succeed.
You don't understand, old man. I love her, and she's gonna trust me no matter what. Fuck you, Dad.
Well, if things go as planned, you probably will be calling me Dad.
And her mom's gonna be calling me Daddy.
I resist the urge to charge directly to Emmy's room to prove the nurse wrong. I've gone in half-cocked before, and the results were less than stellar.
Yeah, you gotta have at least a full cock before you go in Emmy's room.
Yep. If I'm gonna do this, I need to figure out exactly what I'm gonna say, and how I'm gonna say it. Something to think about in class. Sure enough, by the time lunch rolls around, I think I have a good enough idea of what to say. I can do this.
I can do this. I can do this. I can do it.
I'm going for Cuba! The bell rings, and I grab my lunch and dash up the stairs, eager to be there first. I'll need to ask for him to leave, and I'll need to... Hi, Hisao. I'm sorry I wasn't able to run with you this morning. I overslept. Somehow, both Emmy and Rin have managed to get to the roof before me.
It's called having the powers of autism and teleportation.
Oh, that's no problem. Last night was kind of draining, I guess. Emmy's expression does not alter in the slightest. Yeah, sorry about that, but I've had a weird morning since then. Oh, really? Emmy proceeds to make small talk for the rest of the time. I can barely get a word in edgewise, and I soon find myself interjecting with the sort of back-and-forth dialogue that seems to have defined our early relationship. I'm not going to get anywhere on this problem during lunch, obviously. I can respect that. Emmy doesn't want to accidentally pull Rin into things. That's fine. Not that I think Rin would notice, but I can at least respect that sort of rationale. I tried a different tactic. Hey, Emmy, what are you up for after class today? I was thinking we could go somewhere for dinner or something. Emmy looks genuinely remorseful. Sorry, Hisao. I promised the track captain I'd stick around after practice and help with some of the other kids at their form. It'll have to be some other time. Yeah, sure. I'm honestly not sure what to do now. Maybe diving into things the day after would be a bad idea anyway. She still might be angry about it and is just not showing it. Besides, if she's got track team responsibilities, that's fine, right? I tell myself some variation on this theme the next day, and then the next. I wake up, run with Emmy, during which she refuses to talk about anything but the run and what she was doing the night before. Then lunch, where we sit and make small talk until the bell rings. Her new responsibilities effectively keep me from seeing her outside of school. Maybe, just maybe, I'm letting it happen because it's safer this way, just like the nurse said. Except while it may be safer, I'm feeling more and more wretched. Emmy doesn't look good when I see her anymore. Dark circles lurk under her eyes. She seems more and more distracted, and I can't bring myself to just ask what's wrong because the timing never seems right. I'm absolutely miserable.
Looks like this boy needs to get her back in that bedroom with some shrimp and fried ribs.
Man needs to serve his girl po' boy.
Shrimp and fried ribs show you how much I care. Shrimp and fried ribs.
Fried ribs, is that actually a thing?
Yes.
Like deep fried
Yeah,
ribs?
Damn it, I meant to say prime rib. God damn it. Shrimp and prime ribs show you how much I care.
Because I'd imagine that fried ribs have the same texture as leather.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah. Fried beef is just not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's like anything that's like directly exposed to a fryer. Unless it's like chips.
I mean, I love me some French fries, and I love me some... I actually have had a deep fried hamburger before, and it was delicious.
Like battered and fried?
Yep, battered and fried.
You fat ass.
Hey, you leave my ass out of this.
I can't leave it out of this. It's right there. Another lunch comes. I trudge up the stairs to the rooftop like a condemned man. Rin is up there. Emmy is not. I immediately worry that something's happened to her. Maybe the lack of sleep finally made her collapse or something worse. She seemed pretty tired after our morning run. Maybe she fell asleep and didn't even make it to class. Hey, Rin, where's Emmy? In response, I get a rather penetrating look from Rin, and something approaching a frown appears on her face.
Is that information really important?
I think
Bazinga.
so. I think so. She's usually here with you, isn't she?
I don't know. I have no way of being sure.
I confirm that she is, in fact, usually here with you when I come up.
Well, she isn't now. Does that worry you?
Kinda. That seems to end the conversation, and the point becomes moot anyway because Emmy bounds to the door with her usual energy.
Hisao was kind of worried about you, Emmy. I don't think he can decide. Or maybe I just don't believe him. But I think I'm going to go somewhere less awkward now.
I'm so surprised by Ren suddenly being so suddenly forward about, well, anything at all that I merely watch her head through the door. Emmy is similarly surprised, and the color slightly crimson as she stares open-mouthed at me. It occurs to me that I should probably say something, if only to break the awkward silence that has suddenly descended. It's because you weren't here yet. I was worried about you. Why? You're usually here, so I was worried that something hadn't happened to you. This isn't the first time that I've been late, you know. Did you get worried all the other times too? Not really. Emmy seems slightly amused by this. I don't know why, but that kind of pisses me off. So why was this time an exception? Maybe it's the light, teasing tone of the question, but something in her response pushes me to be honest, but though I can't help snapping at her when I say it. Because you've been worrying me since dinner at your house, that's why. Well, now it's out in the open. And Emi's eyes are wide, and she looks like she wants to bolt, but she doesn't. Ah, still on that, I see. What, you think I'm just supposed to forget it? You threw me out of your house. You know, we've been going on for almost a week pretending it never happened. I didn't see you bringing it up either, you know. I know, and I'm sorry that was the case. We have to address it, or just keep up this, whatever it is, what we got right now. It's killing me to look at you right now. You know, did you know that? The circles under your eyes and that distracted look in them. I can't help worrying that I've caused it somehow. You haven't, trust me. Well, I haven't helped either. I keep pushing you to tell me things that you aren't ready to tell me. Maybe I was wrong to trying to get your mother to help me, but I've been so worried about you that I don't know what else to do. Well, you don't have to worry anymore about me. Well, you don't have to worry about me anymore, okay? I think it's pretty clear we're not right for each other, so maybe we should just stop.
Bullshit.
Her face twisted up as she says this, like she doesn't want to say it but forces herself to say it anyway. You don't actually want that, do you? Heck, you can barely bring yourself to say it. Anyway, it won't keep me from worrying about you. I care too much about you to just stop on command. You don't want to tell me what's wrong? Fine, but I won't stop trying to help you, even if it's just standing by you. Stop saying that! She's shaking now as she looks at me. I can see she's afraid and frustrated and a million different things all at once. I shake my head slowly and take a few steps towards her. You know what your mom told me? She told me you'd never ask for help because you know that you're strong enough to get through anything on your own, but that's not the full story, is it? Her eyes go wide. She takes a step back, and I keep going. Because I think I've finally figured it out. Something tells me I won't get another shot. I've put it off for far too long as it is. There's no harm in having someone help you, unless you're worried about needing help in the first place. You're scared, aren't you? Because of... I trail off because I don't know for certain what happened to Emi's father, and I don't want to jump to a conclusion. Well, never mind why, but it's okay to be afraid. You've been running from it and from me for so long, even though you know eventually you have to turn around and face your fear, and I'm going to be there to help you when you do. I won't stop, because I don't think you'd want me to. You can understand that sort of determination, can't you? I can see that I've gotten through to her, but she quickly falls back to anger and to try and push me away again. Back in your white charger, Hisao? Gotta help the poor cripple face her emotional problems. What do you know about me? About what I already had to face? You think 2 months of learning to walk again was fun? But I did it. And after I did that, I had to... And for a moment, it seems as if she's going to say something else, but she cuts herself off. After all that, you don't think you can get past your fear, Emmy? I can't fathom what you've been through, but to come through it and still be the sort of girl that you are, well, makes me think that you have even more strength than you think. So, I'm not going to help you because I think you need rescuing. I don't want to be a knight rescuing the damsel in distress, but even knights helped each other out, you know? I want to help you, even though I know you can do it on your own. For a moment, it looks like Emmy's going to break down completely, but she doesn't. Tears run down her face, and she stares at me steadily. Why are you trying so hard to help me? I'd say it's because I owe you a one for helping me out when we first met. But that wouldn't be the truth. The truth is, I just want you to be happy. Because I love you. Had I ever said that before? We've been in a relationship, and it's pretty obvious that I love her, but did I ever actually speak the words? What did you say? I say it again, savoring the feeling of being able to say it, because being able to say it and mean it. Emmy seems stunned. I said I love you, Emmy. I love you. Just you. And that makes me want to stand by you no matter what you have to face.
Oh, darling, darling, stand by me. Darling, stand by me.
I'm wrapped in a fierce
darling, won't you stand by me?
Yeah. I'm wrapped in a fierce hug then as Emmy begins to sob against my chest. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about everything, but I'm so scared, Hisao. I'm so scared of losing you, and I love you too, but I can't lose you. I'm so sorry. I hold her quietly, shushing her until she settles down. She steps back, a little more composed. Will you come with me tomorrow? Back to my house? There's some things I need to show you if I'm going to do this. Of course. Maybe this time we can leave together instead of separately. Emmy grins, a sudden flash of brightness that seems more genuine than anything I've seen the past week. Yeah, maybe. The lunch bell rings. I curse the universe's poor sense of timing. You free tonight? We can talk more then, right? Amy shakes her head. Sorry, Hisao, I'm still helping the track team. Plus, I don't think it would be good if we just talked this over tonight. I'm gonna be too tired to think properly, and I want to be able to tell you everything without screwing it up. You can wait, right? Even now, there's a bit of fear in her voice. A smile and rests a hand on her shoulder. Okay, I'll be waiting. Emma gives me a quick kiss before she heads for the stairwell. Thanks, Hisao. See you tomorrow morning. Wouldn't miss it. And that is what we call healthy communication.
Yep.
I head down the stairs with the feel of her lips on mine, suddenly aware of how much I've missed that sensation. I'll have to remember to thank Ren for getting us to talk to one another. Although it's possible she won't even realize what she's done. Still, if not for her, I doubt I'd ever be able to confront Emmy again. I guess I needed more help than I realized. Tomorrow, however, I'll need to stand alone through whatever Emmy's trying to work herself up to doing. I'll be up to the task, I hope. The morning sun is bright through my open window. The sound of my alarm quickly has me up and about. I slept surprisingly well last night, secure in the knowledge that I've at least got another chance with Emmy. If I can keep myself from doing anything stupid, maybe I'll find out what's been eating at her recently. Well, I can promise you, Hisao, it hasn't been you. What, was that too subtle?
I mean... It was pretty subtle.
I've
a little on the nose, but understandable.
Well, it's fairly under the nose. I have a few educated guesses, but nothing concrete, and certainly nothing that I'm going to say to her. I'd much prefer to have her tell me herself. Although I can't help remembering the nurse's warning that I might not like what she has to say. Do I really need to know that badly? What if it's something awful that makes me repulsed by her? Can I really say that I'm...
Alright, so I was about to say, what the fuck, Hisao?
Can I really say that I'm prepared to handle whatever she has to say, regardless of what it is? Emmy said that she wanted to tell me without screwing it up. What the hell does she mean by that? What's there to screw up? I suppose there's not much use worrying about it, though. I'll find out today. It occurs to me that I really need a run this morning to clear my head if nothing else. Emmy's waiting for me as promised, looking like a haggard but otherwise bright and looking a little bit haggard but otherwise bright and cheerful, much more than any previous day this week. Hisao, you're late. I wave my hand dismissively. Nonsense, you're just early. Emmy grins back, and it feels like we're finally back to where we should be with one another. Except now, Emmy, not just me, wants to take another step forward. Although a part of me worries that she'll back out at the last second. Hurry up and stretch, Hisao. I don't want to miss the bus. The bus? I said I wanted you to come back to my house, right? I promised Mom would be there in time for lunch, so I wanted to hurry. Early start, huh? It's more for my mom's benefit than anything else. Oh, well, that's okay. I unsuccessfully tried to guess what Emmy has planned shortly before realizing that it doesn't matter that much to me. I quickly go through my warm-up routine while Emmy bounces impatiently from one foot to another. She really does seem to want to get moving as soon as possible. The run is over so quickly I barely believe that I haven't fallen over dead afterwards. Emmy set a blistering pace and I and my foolishness kept up with her. Well, it wasn't well into the last few laps. I had to slow down in that case, but I didn't mind. Emmy's waiting patiently for me when I finish, as patiently as she can wait anyway. Finish? Good, come on. Grabbing my arm, she practically rushes me down to the nurse's office. Seem to be in a hurry, Emmy? Trying to catch the early bus? Yeah, tell my mom I'd be back for lunch. Well, I'll take care of you first then. But Hisao's got to come with me too. The nurse raises a single eyebrow at this statement and peers at the two of us searchingly. Really? Today, huh? Hold on. What the hell is this, right?
Wait. You notice something? You notice something?
I thought I had a hole in my jeans, but no, it just turns out like one of the seams just kind of came loose.
Oh yeah, that happens to me.
So basically, like I just got like a freaking flap, like under my legs. That's just like kind of open now, but like it's like I can't poke through it. So I'm not like touching in my like I'm not touching my inner thigh or anything. It's like it's still denim that I'm feeling. Really? Today, huh? Emmy's response is a nod, followed by a surprisingly shy grin. Well then, we'll make this quick. Emmy enters the nurse's office, and I patiently wait outside for her to be finished, wondering just why the nurse seems to be surprised by Emmy's declaration. I feel like I'm missing out on some joke or the significance of today, beyond the fact that it's clearly significant in some way, of course. True to his word, the nurse has Emmy out of his office surprisingly quickly, and I take her place after promising to meet up at the front gate. The nurse takes my pulse and listens for a bit. Your heart beats faster than usual. Been pushing yourself again, have you? Well, Emmy seemed in a rush to get through the runs, so... Not surprised. Today's rather important to her, you know. I suspected that could be the case, but I have no idea why that's the case. She hasn't told you? Interesting. So you're not going to tell me either then? No, I'm not. I suspect that Emmy has her own plan for explaining today to you, and I don't want to mess with that. You'll find out soon enough, so what's the rush? As for your heart, I would take it easy for the rest of the day. No spontaneous races or anything like that. Got it? Got it. She won't have her running legs on anyway, right? No, but if you think something like that is going to stop her, good point. I don't think it'll be much of an issue today of all days, but still. If he's trying to reassure me, he's doing a terrible job. I'm quickly becoming more and more worried about what today could be in for. Like, suddenly finding out Emmy's in a cult or something.
Oh my god, she's in a cult that... She's a part of a Donatology. That's why she runs so much.
Oh my god. Praise Adonatology. Praise Adonatology. Anybody who understands what Adonatology is, you get a cookie. Yeah. No spoilers, Josh. At the same time, if today was such a big deal, and Emmy wants me to be with her for it, then maybe she really does want to grow closer to me. Maybe this will be the answer to all the riddles, all the sleepless nights, and the sudden mood swings. Either way, I barely remember to thank the nurse before taking off so quickly as I dare for my room to get a shower and throw on some decent-looking clothes. If today is as important as it seems to be, I should dress appropriately. Emmy, of course, proves me wrong as soon as I reach the front gate, wearing her usual shirt and shorts, so at least I know it's not a terribly formal affair, whatever it is. You're early, Hisao. Not as early as you. Eager, are we? Emmy cheekily pokes out her tongue. The bus stop isn't very crowded at this hour, which seems to please Emmy, and we end up relaxing a little as we wait. We sit in silence for a while, but I can tell that Emmy's trying to work herself up to say something. I don't have anything to say myself, so I sit waiting for her to talk. It doesn't take too long. So, I'm sure you're curious as to why the nurse thought it was so weird for me to be bringing you along today. I was a bit, yeah. But if you're not ready to tell me. Emmy stops my sentence by placing a finger on my lips. Don't tempt me, Sal. I want to tell you this, but I'm just uncertain as to how to go about it. I don't want to keep delaying or deferring. I just want to be able to say it. So say it. Well, it's not going to be easy for me. So treat it like running. Warm up to it with something small and easy, and go from there. But don't do it too fast, okay? I'm a patient man. I can wait for you to get to it. Emmy seems to consider my words, weighing them against what is probably a desire to get it over with. I'll admit, as much as I keep telling Emmy to take her time, I wouldn't mind her getting it over with either. But somehow I know that Emmy probably needs more time than the bus ride will provide to get it all out, whatever it is. Yeah, maybe you're right. The bus stop probably isn't the best place for this anyway, but just to make sure I don't go back on my word, I'll at least say this. She takes a deep breath, lets it out, and after a moment says in a low voice, "We're going to see my dad today."
Oh, cool.
The words hang in the air, and I can see that Emmy's afraid that I'll panic and disappear in response, which a part of me almost wants to do. But it would be stupid of me to back out, or to suddenly abandon the promise I made to be there for Emmy when she needs me. The nurse thought it was so weird of her to bring me along. She doesn't bring anyone along, or at least I'm willing to bet that she hasn't before today. The day seems to take on an even greater significance. What has it taken Emmy to even get this far? And why is it the best I can manage as a response? Yeah, I don't know what to say. Nothing, I think. Just promise you're going to come with me. Of course, you know I will. Emmy smiles wanly, looking a little relieved. Good, in that case we better be going. The bus pulls up just a little after she finishes the sentence. Vague memories of my first trip out here come to mind as I step off the bus, but unfortunately they're too vague to be of any use. I'll be the first to admit that I don't quite recall how to get to Emmy's house, so I let her lead the way. She seems content to walk in silence, and I myself have no idea what I could possibly say, so the two of us arrive at her house, having said nothing since getting off the bus. Emmy's mother opens the door and doesn't seem surprised to see me standing next to her daughter. I expect that Emmy would have phoned ahead to let her mother know of the change of plans. Josh?
Yeah, I was clearing my throat. Emmy, Hisao, you're just in time. Lunch is about ready.
Thanks, Aunt Viv. Great. I was afraid we might be running late. As fast as you were going this morning, I doubt there was much chance of that.
I certainly hope she wasn't too much of a bother. Hisao? Oh, sorry. I certainly hope she wasn't too much of a bother, Hisao. She tends to get a little paranoid about being on time when food arrives.
Food's involved. I hadn't noticed. This earns me a swat on the arm from Emmy, who, despite the serious nature of our conversation on the bus and the almost brooding quiet walk, has quickly become cheerful again. Probably to keep her mother from worrying about whatever it is Emmy plans to tell me later. Oh god, she's not pregnant, is she?
Yeah.
Mrs. Ibarazaki ushers us in, and in short order, we're around the table devouring lunch. I hadn't realized how hungry I was until I got here, but for once, I seem to be eating almost as much as Emmy.
Goodness, it's a good thing I made so much. The two of you are acting like you haven't eaten in days.
Let's get breakfast this morning. Me too.
Had to catch the bus, I assume.
That, and I figured you'd make too much food so it wouldn't matter if I skipped breakfast.
Well, it's good to know that I'm predictable.
Emmy nods enthusiastically, and conversation falls off again as we very nearly clear the table of anything edible. It is a testament to the sheer amount of food on offer that we don't finish everything. I lean back in my chair with a sigh and thank Mrs. Ibarazaki for the food.
I'm glad you liked it, Hisao. Now, has Emmy told you where where we're going?
Yeah, sort of. Is it far from here? Not really, but we'll drive there to save some time. It closes kind of early. I nod in assent and stand up, ready to go. Well then, shall we? Mrs. Ibarazaki nods and leaves the room to grab her keys. Emmy, I notice, has started to fidget nervously. Second thoughts. Emmy smiles tightly at me and shrugs. She's fallen silent again, which probably means that I'm right. And she's starting to regret bringing me along. Not that I blame her. She's done such a good job of shutting me out that I doubt it's easy to suddenly open up. Honestly, I'm worried that she's forcing it. But she said she was, while waiting for the bus, that I'm not supposed to give her a chance to back out. And since I promised to go with her anyway, I suppose there's not much of a choice. I can't go back on my promise, and she can't go back on hers. I just hope the both of us are up to it.
We're off.
Emmy's mother blows through the dining room and collects the two of us and heads out the back door at a brisk pace. And now I know where her daughter gets it from. The car pulls up at the cemetery gates, and I feel Emmy tense up beside me. I reach over and give her hand a comforting squeeze, which causes her to relax a little. Emmy's mother doesn't follow us, explaining that she prefers to visit the grave alone. Emmy steps through the gates and looks back, as if to make sure I'm still there. We step into the cemetery. I don't feel comfortable in cemeteries. Gravestones litter the ground, each one serving as a reminder that someone that used to be alive and is no longer. How many died young? How many were as old as I am now? When do I wind up with a marker of my own? How much longer do I have left? The concept of not waking up, not seeing Emmy anymore, is not a happy one. It frightens me, and I very nearly turned around and exit right there and then. I don't want to go among dead people. I don't want to see their stones and think about who they were or what they could have been if only they had more time. Then I look at the girl next to me. My resolve returns. Emmy's striding purposely down the path, eyes clear, setting a pace that's very nearly a jog. The sooner we get there, I suspect she thinks, the better. We're here.
Oh.
Gravestone. Wholly unremarkable, and everything except the name etched upon it, the grass grown up around the base. Emmy's eyes are riveted to the stone. After a few moments, she turns around, looking surprisingly calm yet solemn. Pink's not actually my favorite color, you know. What? I'm warming up to it. People tend to think that pink's my favorite color. I think it's because I like strawberries, and even though those are red, they'd assume pink's the right color for strawberries. That it's my favorite color, but it's not. I'm too polite to tell anyone otherwise, of course. And it's not the kind of thing worth getting worried about, but I'll bet even you thought pink was my favorite color. She's wearing green. I figured green was her favorite. Blue. That's my favorite color. Mom and Dad are the only two who know that. Now you do too. Thanks for telling me, I think. You're welcome. There's a pause as she considers what to say next, drawing a quick breath. I can't carry a tune to save my life. I can hum, but actually singing a song is something I've never been able to do. I don't mind, because I'm not a fan of karaoke anyway. Well, that's one potential date idea out the window. People all think that I'm a really popular and friendly person, but I only have a few close friends. Probably because I keep everyone in the dark, but I think it's also because I hate the idea of losing a close friend. There aren't many people worth the risk. I'm terrible at saying goodbye. I sometimes think that I only run because it's what I used to do with my father. You're not my first boyfriend. I dated a guy there for a long while during my second year at Yamaku, but in the end we broke up. Because I didn't want to get closer to him. He couldn't live with that distance between us. Her rate of speaking increases slightly, as if she's rushing toward a finish line. I'm actually 1 year older than you. Everyone thinks I'm younger because I'm short, but I had to skip one school year because of my accident. They initially thought I was paralyzed when they pulled me out of the wreckage. I lost my legs already, but they were afraid I wouldn't even be able to use what was left of them. After surgery, it was clear that their initial assessment was mistaken. I couldn't feel my legs because of shock, short-term paralysis due to the other trauma I had experienced. My recovery is one of the fastest they had ever seen, or so they told me. I never found out what they were so serious about, or if they told that to all the patients learning to walk again. She pauses, gathering herself for one last effort. 8 years ago today, I lost my legs. I lost my father as well. He died on the way to the hospital. I didn't even get to go to the gravesite until 2 months later and couldn't attend his funeral. I'm so sorry. Don't be. That's what everyone says, that they're sorry. I hate hearing that. Like anyone could have done anything to change what happened. You know the best piece of advice I got? These things happen. I don't even remember who said it, but I guess they didn't have anything better to say.
It was Gandhi.
But it's true, you know? These things happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. They aren't necessarily planned, and they aren't always bad, and they aren't always good, but they are. So I made the decision that I would live without worry about the future. And to be sure that I'd never have to say goodbye again, I decided I wouldn't let people get close to me anymore. After all, they can be taken away at any time. And you know what? She laughs a little bitterly. Her eyes start to well up with tears. I step forward to embrace her, but she holds a hand to stop me. Not finished. A deep breath, and she continues. It worked pretty well. Until I met you and saw that you were trying to adjust stuff here. So I thought I'd help, and you were so nice. I couldn't help it. And tears are flowing now, and she accepts the embrace this time. The rest of her sentence completely mumbled into my chest. I tried not to fall for you, but I did. And then I tried to keep you at a distance, like with my first boyfriend, but I couldn't. But I've been so scared because I don't want to lose you, and I might anyway. Hey, I'm still around, right? Maybe I won't be forever, but you think it'll be fun while it lasts? Maybe I won't be forever, but don't you think it'll be fun while it lasts? Neither of us could survive the day. Hey, there could be a bus crash or something, but so long as I know that I've been with you, I don't think it matters. The sudden thought strikes me, and I can't help laughing. My condition had me scared of dying so badly that I immediately seized the opportunity Emmy presented to improve my odds of living longer. But without Emmy, would there have been any motivation to keep up with my running? It hits me that Emmy is the reason I want to go running every day, so I can spend as much time with her as possible. Emmy looks up at me, confused. We'll go on living until we stop. And when we stop living, we'll be able to know that at least we've had time together. I wouldn't have had it any other way. Because I love you, Emmy. And right now, that's enough for me. Emmy smiles through tears and steps back from me. You know, it's funny. What is? I thought the best way to live in the moment was to do it alone. But now, I don't think I'd have it any other way either. I'm glad I met you, Hisao. Well, these things happen.
Hey.
Emmy and I stay by the grave for a while, as Emmy pays respects to her father. When she's ready to go, we exit the graveyard side by side. Emmy's mother drives us back to Iwanako. The trip back is very quiet. We wave goodbye as the car drives off, and I glance down at the girl leaning on my arm. How you feeling? Emmy shrugs noncommittedly. I'll be fine. Come on, let's go. We pause outside the girls' dorm, and I turn to face Emmy, ready to say goodbye. Why don't you come up for a while? Okay.
They're gonna bone again, ain't they?
Probably. We walk
Those
up
horny teens.
Horny teenagers. The walk up to her room is in silence. I'm not sure why I'm supposed to be turned away at the door. I'm not sure why I supposed I'd be turned away at the door. I guess I just assumed she'd want to be alone. Her mom, the nurse, hell, anyone who knew the significance of today seemed to think it best to leave Emmy alone. But she took me into the graveyard with her. She told me the whole story of what happened on that day she lost her legs. She wanted me around. The significance of this does not escape me. And the fact that the lead writer of this game said that Emmy and Hisao would break up in fucking college.
Which is stupid.
Fuck you!
feel like the person who wrote this game didn't read the goddamn story he wrote. Because how the fuck can you come to a goddamn conclusion that two characters who have this loving and caring of a relationship would break up in college? I just.
Because it's realistic.
Realistic. That's bullshit.
Fuck that shit. Realism sucks.
I don't even think that's realistic. I feel like if you have this loving of a relationship, the likelihood of you breaking up after in college is very unrealistic unless you go like halfway across the country and long distance fucks you over. But even then, I still think that's highly doubtable.
Emmy opens the door and steps into her room, not even bothering to invite me in, holding the door for me expectantly. I step in, the door swings shut behind me. Hey, can I ask you a favor? Sure. Can't guarantee I'll do it, but... Emmy giggles and pulls me into a kiss that starts out soft but deepens into something almost desperate. Stay with me, please.
Oh, darling,
Stay with me.
Won't you stand by me? Oh, darling, stand by me.
Her voice is dropped into a whisper. Oh, crap. No, Fresh Prince, shut up. I've been watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's fucking amazing. I also started watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Or Spy Family 0.5.
Yeah.
Her voice is dropped into a whisper. The question is barely audible over the sound of my own breathing. There's something about the way that she asked that question, the hesitancy in it, the quiet voice, makes you think she doesn't mean tonight. No, she means exactly what she said. Stay with me. Not tonight, or forever, because she knows... Because the both of us know there's no such thing as forever. But there's no limit to her... There's no time limit to her request. There's just the request. The favor. Can I do that? Can I stay with her? Of course. We embrace again, Emmy guiding me towards her bed, stepping backwards with care until she sits down on the edge. Okay!
It's business. It's business time.
I collapse next to Emmy, who almost immediately curls against me, smiling. Mentally, I feel grateful that Emmy keeps her nails short, otherwise I think she might have drawn blood. Oh, she was going at his back. Damn.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Scratching him.
Yeah, they went at it for 2 minutes, as in he went for like 30 seconds, and they spent the rest of it cuddling. Making love for 2 minutes. I stood up briefly to dispose of the now used condom and lay back down next to Emmy, who in turn is taking care of cleaning herself off. For a while, we lay in silence, savoring the feeling of being next to one another. Emmy is the first to speak. Hey, Hisao? Thanks for coming with me today. I mean, he did that multiple times, I'm sure. Yeah, I smile and plant a kiss on her head. Of course, my pleasure. Emmy snuggles closer. I can feel her breathing begin to slacken as she begins to drift off to sleep.
Sleep and twin them titties.
What titties?
Ha!
She's about to fall asleep. She wakes up enough to mutter a single sentence. I love you, Sal. Then she's out like a light, leaving me feeling like I'm on top of the world. I'm gonna ride a unicorn and kick Satan in the balls while eating a cheeseburger. Yeah, that's what it should make you feel like. I draw the slumbering Emmy as close as possible. I pull the covers over us and keep the chill off. I fall asleep as happy as I've ever been. Yeah, that 2 minutes worked really good for you, Hisao.
Yep.
Because right then, it was business time!
Business hours are over, baby.
The morning light seems to reach further into Emmy's room than it does into mine. The results of me in my waking up earlier than I would have if I had gone back to my room last night, as previously been our routine. I did not realize it. I did not realize it until this morning, but this is the first time we've actually spent the night together. A small movement from my partner's still slumbering form caused me to look to the side. Hair splayed across her face. Emmy continues to sleep peacefully, curled up next to me. Weird. I figured she was the kind of person who'd be like spread-eagled. Her hair is just all over the place. It's slightly weird seeing her without her trademark twin tails, but it's also a look I could get used to. The small size of the beds here necessitates her curling up, but I'm pretty sure she would have done so anyway. The covers are nearly over her head, and I smile as the errant strand of hair causes her nose to twitch slightly. Unable to help myself, I draw her a little closer, a move which she seems to think is a good idea. Her steady breath raises a trail of goosebumps on my chest, but I don't mind. I'm no longer tired, but I do not feel a need to move from my current position. Emmy's warm body in repose against mine is far too comfortable to move. I gaze up at the ceiling and consider how it is that we got to this point. We've been close for a while, but not this close. Seems like only yesterday that she ran into me in the hallway after apologizing and decided to take an interest in my well-being. But that grew into something else, which I at least was not expecting. One thing was for certain. Having found Emmy, I'll try as hard as I can not to lose her. My morning musing is interrupted by further movement from Emmy. Her eyes flutter open, and she seems briefly confused by my presence in her bed as well as her current state of dress, which is non-existent. She then smiles happily and sits up, her face looking down at me. Good morning, Hisao. Hi. Sleep well? Yeah, I did. Exhausting day yesterday, you know? I think back over yesterday's trip to the graveyard. Yeah, glad to hear you slept well. How'd you sleep? Well enough, although you kept hogging the covers. Earns me a shove and a stuck-out tongue. I chuckle, and Emmy giggles a little, and we fall quiet for a while. I soak up the feeling of how right it all feels, waking up with Emmy by me, crammed into a bed made for one person. It's something I can get used to. Hey, Hisao. Thanks for sticking around. No problem. Save me the walk back anyway, right? Draws another giggle, but then Emmy's expression turns serious again. No, really, I kept trying to push you away because I thought that was the right thing to do. And you stuck around through it all. I haven't made any of this easy for you, but you stuck it out anyway. So really, I mean it. Thank you. She punctuates this by giving me a kiss, pulling back and looking at me with an expression of affection. I reach up and ruffle her hair, smiling all the while. I'm stupidly lucky, I think. To have come through everything after my heart attack to somehow found this girl is nothing short of a miracle. You're very welcome, Emmy. I couldn't bear the thought of giving you up. I'll even continue to stick around if you want. I'd like that. Well, that settles it then. And I don't know how long my heart will keep working, and I don't really even know if I'll do. I don't even know what I'll do after this year is over, apart from going to university. As long as Emmy's around, I think I'll be okay. I've managed to help her, and she's managed to help me. If we keep doing that, then I think we'll be okay. So, Hisao, what do you want to do today?
Damn. It's a perfect ending. Booty.
Hold on, wasn't there one with... That's how it ends. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. The choice you're giving is downplaying the issue or letting Misha know. Choose to let Misha know. I think we did. Hold on, let me look on our page, make sure I didn't skip anything.
Alright.
Stupid. Yep, that's basically it. So, yeah, now we're 2 routes down. So we just got 1 more to do. No, we got like 3 more to do. So, which one do you want to do next?
Well, we haven't talked to the two characters we first met. So let's go with Shizune next.
All right, then. We'll start that next time. I'm just gonna try to cut ahead to when like some actual shit happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, that has been Emmy's route for Katawa Shoujo. Next time we'll do Shizune, and we'll see how that all turns out. See y'all later.
Bye, guys.